couple San Jose and the way they're playing right now with this stretch of 4 losses in 5 games for Calgary, and normally I wouldn't be a little worried, but again, let's remember, this is a team a year ago that when Mike Smith got hurt, when one thing went wrong, now it was a big thing. You're starting goaltenders on a small thing.
Yep.
But when one thing did not go well with Calgary, they folded like a cheap suit.
Yeah.
That's the way it happened, which is weird to say considering how consistent these guys have been. But it worries me that San Jose is on a run that they're on. It worries me Calgary's recent history. It worries me how many games in the third period the Flames won by storming back into hockey games when really they had no business winning some of these games. And at some point, your luck is going to run out in this league because that is not sustainable. But don't believe me and don't believe anything I'm saying on this front because there was a quote coming out of Calgary's room in Tampa last night that I think is way more interesting and relevant than anything I could say. This is one of my favorite players in the game, Marc Giordano, captain of the Flames after their 4th loss in their last 5.
Pretty disappointed with letting that one go the way it did tonight. Our details weren't where they needed to be. Starting with me, myself, I think we got to be a lot sharper, and it starts with me and the leaders and the older guys, and it trickles down. We feel like we're sliding. We haven't been getting the points we were usually getting at the start of the year. We got to stop it right now.
We feel like we're sliding.
That's the sentence. That's the sentence.
You and I could talk here all we want.
Yeah.
When that is your leader saying that, and he is being honest, and he is correct.
Yeah.
This is not a good sign here because Giordano and those guys. It was about this time last year.
It was
February 11th last year. Mike Smith got hurt. Final seconds of a game against Long Island.
Yeah.
And they were sunk.
Yep.
They never recovered. Those memories seem to be still fresh.
I have the numbers, too. Starting on February 13th, a year ago, that's today, 1 year ago, 8 of their last 24 games they won. They were 3rd in the Pacific at the time. They finished 11 points back of the wild card spot in the West.
That's how important goaltending is.
I think the question we said, are the Flames in trouble? I think trouble is a little bit relative given how bad the Western Conference wildcard race is right now. I think the Flames can confidently believe they're better than those teams. And I don't know, guys, if we have the wildcard standings or not, or those division standings again. I think there's some comfort in the Flames knowing that teams like St. Louis, like Chicago, like Anaheim, like Vancouver, they're not great. They're not great. The Flames have shown they have the ability to be good. People are talking about them as cup potential team. Johnny Gaudreau is an MVP, this, that. It's okay to slide in the season. It's about how you recover now, right? They can't let the same thing happen again. Like, look at these teams. Like, Colorado has won, one game in
they're sunk.
A month?
They other than one line, they have absolutely nothing.
And that line was shut down yesterday.
Yes.
Like, St. Louis started the season as the worst team in the league, and a rookie goalie is 11-1, and now they're back in the top of that wild card race right now. See, there's too much difference between Calgary's point total and everyone else's right now for them, I think, to be worried. I think they're comfortable.
You're not worried about Vegas is going nowhere, man.
I know, but I think it's just about getting to that playoff spot right now because we know that things change and things happen.
So you think the bar is still getting the playoffs considering where they have been for the last basically 2.5 months?
I think that is the bar because, again, they've shown the potential to be explosive. They've shown the potential to have more than 1 or 2 lines be there. They've shown the potential to have one of the best defensive cores in the league when they're all playing together, and that goalie, Riddick, has saved them enough, where they shouldn't be too worried about losing 4 and 5 to start, or after the break. I don't think it's as bad as people think. I think there's some things you got to look at. There's some introspection that comes when losing 4 or 5, as he said, Marc Giordano. I just don't think it's that. I think it is relative comparing what they're going through to some of the struggles other teams have gone through this season. If I'm Calgary, I feel a little more comfortable than any of those wildcard teams.
Well, I mean, again, let's go back to the goaltending now.
They also played Tampa, by the way.
They played, listen, Tampa, we'll get to Tampa in a second. One last thing on Calgary, though. David Riddick has been very, very good for this team. David Riddick went in there. Mike Smith is Brad Treliving's guy, right? Phoenix Lynx went out and got him. We know that relationship is strong. For David Riddick to bust through and get time on Bill Peters' team was not an insignificant achievement. It was pretty good. But listen, even when Calgary were flying high, did everyone believe in David Riddick like that? I don't know if they believe in them like that. And the last 3 games specifically have been very interesting if you are still not on the David Riddick train. And I'm looking at Mike Smith because I don't necessarily think Mike Smith is the answer either.
I agree.
This stretch from Riddick is not good. And, and when Giordano's talking about everyone needs to be better, David Riddick really needs to be better as well. And I know Johnny Hockey's going through a goal scoring slump.
Some of those goals, like yesterday, like it's hard to be like David Riddick was the problem against Tampa.
I'm not saying he's the problem. What I'm saying is, if he's now at the point where he can't steal you a game here or there, That's still a problem.
Yep, that's fair.
And the issue I see between now and February 25th is, and we're seeing Vancouver and Anaheim going through goaltending hell right now. If you want a goalie right now, there isn't one. Like McAuliffe and I have gone back and forth on the price for Cam Talbot. Considering what you're seeing with other teams in the NHL right now, Bobrovsky's out there.
I know.
Bobrovsky can be
That's
real.
A big one, though.
No, I'm just saying, if you're Brad Treliving,
and you need,
are you eyeing in any way a goalie between now and the deadline? Because I think he might be if this keeps up.
Yeah, well, they have a couple weeks to figure that out, I guess. Listen, again, over a four-game sample, I'm not going to say the sky is falling in Calgary. It's just snow that's falling there right now. I'm not overly stressed about their situation just because I've seen enough of them this year.
They're still a point back, man.
They're one of my favorite teams to watch this season because they're so fun and they're so dynamic. And
they're a good time.
They're a good time. And like you said, a lot of that has to do with having to come back from some deficits. But I don't know. I'm not that worried, especially against Tampa, who, again, I think there's a conversation that needs to be had about the Lightning. I really do.
If Riddick's numbers look like this, they got a problem. I'm not saying it's all on him, but if Riddick's numbers look like this, they're going to, because those guys are going to score. Like Tkachuk hasn't scored in a bit, Gaudreau hasn't scored in a bit. They're going to score. I have complete confidence in them. We'll see goaltending where they're at.